Don't call people bro. That's not cool. You know that's not right. Michael Jamin is live in Boston. Don't start. Don't call people bro. Really? Hello. Oh, we got people ready to talk. Hello, Instagram. If you're a new follower from TikTok, say what's up. Say, hey, I'm a new TikToker, and then I'll give you a shout out. And I'll answer a couple questions, and then I'm going to make my plug. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, King. What's up, Greg? Greg is live at Starbucks. Greg, someone just asked me if I wanted to come to Houston, if I will come to Houston to perform. So we'll make that happen sooner or later, I hope. With you on the bro thing. Yeah, I mean, it seems odd. The guy's like, hey, bro, how do I stop being a PA? Well, don't call people bro. Show a little respect. I mean, you don't have to call me sir, but don't call somebody bro. That's not right. It's like, hey, I'm a PA. Why don't people take me seriously? Why don't people take me like a professional, bro? Well, don't call people bro. Brah, broham, brohinsky. Fuck, some people they're stupid. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, Houston, Mikey. Yeah, hello. Do you have any advice on overcoming writer's block? Yes, I do. So I got to be honest with you. As a professional TV writer, I don't have the luxury of being blocked. I got to turn in a script every Friday or whatever the hell it is, right? So, story structure. If you understand story, if you know how to approach story, and if you understand story structure, you'll have a huge leg up. That's why I have a course on it. If you want to take my course, it's michaeljamin.com/course. If not, just keep following me here. But sooner or later, you have to learn it. I would recommend studying from somebody. That you just want to make sure that they know what they're talking about. There are people who will teach you that don't know what they're talking about, and that's a bummer, and then you're just wasting your money. So just do your due diligence, Take someone's class. Ciao, caro mio, hai già mangiato un bel gelato? No, ho appena ho pranzato un'insalata. Beh, il gelato, sono un po', come si dice, ingrasso, non volevo ingrassare. Right? That's what I want to say. Okay, but I should continue this in English because most of the people are in English. Haha, LOL. What else we got here? I have the first question. Would you read a children's story on my show? I don't believe in writer's block either. Would I read it? I'm not really a children's story author or a children's story reader. So you got to get somebody who's more in that venue, whatever. What was your most favorite show to write for? Really, anything, whoever's paying me the money. Whoever gives me the money. Dang, you fancy. I certainly am fancy. I'm as fancy as they get. If you're in the Boston area, I'm going to plug my show, or in LA, come see my show, Paper Orchestra. There I am here, and here I am. Here we go. Perfect. Tickets are available at michaeljamin.com/live. It's a stage reading, for my performance, my one-man show, a Paper Orchestra. It's about an hour long. We follow it up with a 20-minute Q&A. What are you doing in Boston, Ed, BC? I'm doing my show. Actually, it's going to be in Amesbury, Massachusetts, so a little north of Boston, right? Two shows only. And the show asks this question: what if the smallest, almost forgotten moments of your life were the ones that shaped you most? You're going to laugh, you'll cry. Tickets are, I'll be at Amesbury, the Actors Studio, November 12th and 13th. Then I'll be back in LA doing two shows in LA, December 10th and 11th. I hope you'll come see me. For tickets, come to michaeljamin.com/live. I hope to see you. Are you ever coming to Toronto? It's actually Toronto, I was told. I would love to. DM me your email address. And once I have a big enough list, yes, then I'll consider going to going through customs. But I have to have a strong demand, you know what I'm saying? So just DM me your email address, and I'm not going to spam you. Just say, hey, I'm James. I live in Toronto. Here's my email. And then I can notify you. Have you ever had, because that's how it works, guys. I'll come to whatever city, but I have to have a big enough list, right? Because let's say I have 100 names on an email list, and they all want to come to the show. Well, only 50 will actually buy the tickets, right? Because people just, whatever, they don't really come. So you have to have a long list before you get a theater. Have you ever had projects you wanted to work on that a partner didn't want to work on? Did this frustrate you, or do you do it yourself? No, not really, Luca. We kind of agree on most of our stuff. It's not like we have so much going on that we can't. It's either this or this. It's we We get an offer and we kind of take it usually. Buy tickets. Thank you, Ed. Damn, buy tickets. I agree with Ed. Ed BC is preaching wisdom. Come see my show. Go to michaeljamin.com/live. Does the showrunner have any input on the budget for the writing staff? No, none at all, actually. The studio will tell you what your budget is. It's their money. It's their money. They decide. All right? Thinking about coming south. Memphis. Shyster, I would love to come to Memphis. Just DM me. I don't have any plans to come to Memphis, but if I ever get anywhere near Memphis, I'll let you know. Just DM me your email address. Have you ever submitted to be a guest writer on The Simpsons? There really are no such thing as guest writers. There's freelance writers, and that would, I don't even know if Simpsons they may just swallow the, if they don't have like 2 freelance episodes a year, they get penalized by the Writers Guild. They may just eat the penalty, or maybe more likely they probably give it to low level. Like they probably give it to like a writer's assistant, who's aspiring to be a writer. That's probably how they do it there. Oh, I got to the end of my questions. Is there any over here? That's it. I hear you, says James. I hear you too. That's it. Okay. I'll do another live later today as I continue to plug. Wait, hold on. What's going on over here? As I continue to plug my show, I hope you'll consider seeing my show, A Paper Orchestra. You'll definitely laugh. We did 6 shows and cry. We did 6 shows in August, sold them all out. It's a small theater, though, so if you do want to come see me, get your tickets now because they will sell out. Boring question. Don't say that. You don't know that. But do you work a typical 9 to 5 month if you're only a writer and not on set? No, not really. Your hours change greatly, but for the most part, writing, the hours are long, not 9 to 5. Writing is not a 9 to 5 job. Have you written multiple projects at once? Do you think no? You're under a contract to write one show. You can't. The contract, that show has you full time. You don't do 2 shows. It's, again, writing is not a part-time job. It's more than a full-time job. What's your dream writer's position? Lying down. Do you think it would be a good idea to give my pilot to professors if I'm a college student? Yeah, get their point of view for sure. Why not? I mean, if they know what they're doing. Any opinion on writing under the influence, i.e., weed or I don't do it. I wouldn't recommend it, but wouldn't work for me. That's my opinion. What are you currently working on? I got 2 things. I got a couple things actually. I am working on. I am a partner. I have a project set up at Peacock Network. So we are writing. We just turned in the first draft. We're getting notes on it next week. So now we're just waiting. We have another project we're working on to sell, and then we were just approached this morning for a different project that we didn't create, and we will definitely. I hope to be involved in it somehow, but I can't talk about it yet. Now, the ink hasn't dried, but I was like, I'll do it. Sounds good to me. Where do you cultivate ideas? You work on them. You just I don't really know. I meet with my writing partner. We work on them. Here's a good question. I have a friend of mine, liar, you don't have a friend, who wrote something and wants me to act in it. I read it and don't think it's good. Any suggestions how I go about telling him? Oh. Well, if you're a professional actor, are you a professional actor? I would do it anyway, to be honest. I'd do it anyway. What's it to you? Even if he's your friend, I mean, unless it's going to hurt your reputation, I'd do it anyway. The more you get involved in, I have no doubt it's terrible. I have no doubt. What do I know? But maybe it's bad, but so what? You know what? So what? You'll meet other people on set. You never know. I'd probably do it anyway, unless it's like going to cost you a lot of money or unless you're busy. I'd do it anyway. But then I'd also say, hey, I don't know how to approach it. I don't know what your friend is like. But I mean, you raise a good point, is that like, if the script is bad, there's no good version of it. It's not going to come out good. I don't care how good the actors are. The writing is the most important thing. Sorry. And here's how I know. Because you can take the best actors, the biggest A-list stars in Hollywood, and you can put them in a movie. If the script sucks, the movie's going to suck. Contrastingly, you could take complete unknowns and put them in an indie movie or whatever. Put them in from a writer you never heard of. If the script is great, the movie will be great. So actors can only do so much. It's the script. It's all about the script. Thanks for your efforts and accomplishments. Thank you, Jordan. I have a client that wants to sell a script. What advice can you offer? I would tell him I don't know what your client, I don't know what you do, but I'd have your client follow me on social media, listen to my podcast, tell them to get on my free newsletter at michaeljamin.com/watchlist. You want, what advice can I offer? Dude, I offer advice every freaking day. Every day for over a year now. So tell them how did you find a good writing partner? That's really hard. It's like finding a wife, and we've been, or a spouse. We've been together for almost 30 years, and we were teamed up by our agent. So, and I read his script, and he read my script, and we just started to, work together. How do you find? Often writing partners start in childhood, like you're in high school or college together, and you're just friends. Often that's how friends do it, I know a lot of writing teams that started off as just friends, What's the first step for an unrepresented, never sold anything screenwriter? The first step is to following me. Start watching all my content, take notes, listen to my podcast, get on my free newsletter, Kay Gecki, I think that's how I say your name. That's the first step. Because I answer all this. I walk you through it. But before that, I'll walk you back even one step further. The first thing you need to do is write a great script. That's the first thing. Everyone wants to skip that step, by the way. That one's hard. They want to skip that step. Don't be the person who, use your head. That's the first thing. Have you ever thought of writing books, fiction or not? Yeah. I have a book called The Paper Orchestra. And when it comes out, I'll be promoting it more, for sure. But that's the first time I wrote, but it's a collection of personal essays. I agree. Have you ever had to leave a partner behind because they didn't have the same work ethic or just didn't have the same motivation? No, I really didn't. I've only been with this one guy, but yeah, I never had to, but that's hugely important. Your partner has to be in the same. I did a talk here on this platform about finding partners and what you have to look for in a partner. So you can go watch that video when you're done here. I'm visualizing the actors saying the dialogue, and I just don't think it's going to sound or look good. I believe you, James. I believe you. But it's still good for you. You can get some, if you're an actor, you might get a scene or a couple of lines for your reel, but you also might meet other people, other actors, and that will expose you to other opportunities. I think in the beginning, you just don't say no. In the beginning, you don't say no. My opinion. When is it time to find a new manager? Noon. You got to understand, and I have a manager and an agent, you got to understand the manager is only going to do so much for you. You are expected to do 99% of the work. People think an agent or a manager is going to change your life. The best advice ever. Thanks. Oh, there's Mike Knox Famous Grave. Thank you. Do you get paid less in a partnership? Yes, you get paid half. You split a salary. Echoing Luca's question. Have you ever had a partner left due to a work ethic clashing? No. No. I mean, like I said, I've had one partner my entire career, so that's that. Double followed. Make me famous, script dad. Oh, well, that part's on you, I think. Smartest path to getting a lit agent. Well, Ryan, I did a whole 45-minute talk on YouTube. Go check out my YouTube channel at MichaelJaminWriter. And I did a talk on getting agents and managers. So watch that. Is Save the Cat worthwhile? Scott, I never read it. I don't know. Also, and I won't read it because I offer a screenwriting course. So I don't want to take anything from them. I don't know. I know my course is worth it, but I also know it's expensive. But I know it's expensive because it's worth it. And that's at michaeljamin.com/course. But I don't know anything about, I can't speak to Save the Cat. Are you self-publishing your book or going through a traditional publishing company? What made you come to the decision? I haven't quite decided, and I'm exploring both right now. And listen, if you do it through a publisher, they keep most of the money. They keep like probably 20%. If you self-publish, you keep most of the money. And I'm not even sure at this point. And by the way, it's not every decision is about money for me, but in this day and age, I'm not entirely convinced a publisher. I'm not sure. I honestly, I'm not sure. There's pros and cons to both. So that's what we're weighing. Hey, Michael, looking forward to seeing you again in December. Thank you, Steve. Glad you got your tickets. Lansy Steve. How do you borrow from other sitcoms? He's coming to my show in LA, and he already saw it. It's a new show, Steve, just so you know. New stories and new, they're interstitials. 2 of them are new. So the show is 98% new for you. And so he already, he saw it. He's coming back for more. So I hope if you're from Boston or LA, you'll come see my show as well. MichaelJamin.com/live for tickets. How do you borrow from other sitcom scenes? For instance, the classic chocolate scene. Is there a protocol? You don't. I mean, you really don't. Some people say, we're doing an homage. Not really. You're just stealing it. So you try not to. Smartest Path is taking the Jamin course. Thank you, Mike Knox. He's one a student in my course. Is your course in person or all online? Jay Pitzel, it is all online. There's videotapes, videos. You watch at your own pace. It's like 14 hours. I recommend doing a half-hour day, and at the end of the month, you'll have gone through everything, and you'll also have developed a habit. Now you have this time in your day to write, and you'll be ready at that point. So it's all learn at your own pace online, but that's the pace I tell you to do. Michael, that reminds me, do you read any of your student scripts in your course? No, for 2 reasons. One, I'm a working writer, and that would expose me to liability because I don't want to be accused of stealing anyone's idea or accidentally stealing someone's idea. I don't want to be 6 months from now think I have a great idea, but it's actually yours, So that would expose me to liability. Most working writers will not do that. Also, I don't have the time. And if I did that, I would actually have to charge a lot of money. And I think it's a much better value. And I would just be telling you all the stuff that's in the course. I think it's a much better value just to take the course. You'll learn how to write. Yeah, everything. What can I possibly tell a person in 1 hour when I could explain it so much better over the course? Okay. What was your major in college? I was an English major. Thanks for all this gunk. Awesome to open the process. You're welcome. I love arrowheads. My newest picture book comes out today. I Can't Draw with Simon and Schuster. I'd love to send you a copy. Congratulations, but I'm not like an influencer. Like I don't, I don't know. I'm not really. I really can't help you in that category. But I wish you a lot of luck. And congratulations. Do you think making content for TikTok and other social platforms is an easier, better way to get noticed by studios Hollywood rather than more classic routes such as film festivals? I would do them both, Luca. Why does it be one or the other? Do them both. And I did a talk a few weeks ago where I talk about how I would break in and how I would use these platforms to break in. I would do both. Don't spend any more time. Don't hand wring. I'm 31. Well, no one likes a braggart, all right? And want to get into screenwriting. What's the oldest person you know that made it into the career coming from a completely different industry? Just so you know, 31 is not too old, okay? The oldest person I know who broke in, I can't answer that. I don't know, but 31 is not. You're not too old, okay? Greg. Thanks for your thoughts on self-publishing versus publisher. I've been weighing this, and I'm also leaning towards self-publishing. As always, your thoughts are invaluable. Greg, I wish I was the person to talk to about this. I mean, I'm sure there are better people to talk to about publishing versus self-publishing than me. This is just what I'm weighing right now. I don't really know if I have the answers at all. From South Africa, trying to sell some scripts in the U.S. market. Where can I find a breakthrough? I don't know. I really can't tell you. I don't know the South African market, and I don't know how you would break into the U.S. market from South Africa. We really appreciate you for the time when you allow us to pick your brain. Thank you, King. Greetings from Canada. I just had a question about your course. The course itself is $12.95. I'm Canadian. I have to pay $12.80, whatever that is, $17. Just want to know what is in the entire package for. Kryptonic Haze, email support@MichaelJamin.com. I think we can get you a better rate because you're in Canada, okay? Because I understand the exchange rate is kind of brutal. So email support, tell them I said it's okay, support@MichaelJamin.com. We'll get you a better rate. And in terms of what's in the course, go to well, you saw it's MichaelJamin.com/course. I tell you exactly what's in it. Just read it. It's all, it's all there. I don't you don't need me to repeat. Want to know what is in the entire package? Yeah. It's all listed there, okay? But if you have a question about that, I'll answer it. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you, Jay Pitzel. Michael, understood 100% about the course and what you cannot do. Thanks. Additional note, I plan to bring the family to see you in December. I think they'll love you. Yeah, bring your family, Steve. Bring them all. Bring them all. Whatever. Get them all in there. Pack them in the car. You're in Orange County, aren't you? Do you have someone who goes through your punctuation in your script? No, I'm capable of punctuating my script. No, just me. Just me or my partner. Do you prefer writing for single or multi-camera shows? I have no preference. I don't. The hours tend to be worse on multi-camera show, so that sucks. But right now, most of the work is single camera anyway, and that's what I'm doing. That's what they're buying. So I don't really have a preference. Well, I guess now I kind of prefer single camera, only because I don't like working till 2 a.m. That's why. Not because I prefer the format. It's just because I don't like to work till 2 a.m. I'm too old for that nonsense. Do you do one-on-one training 6? No, I don't. And that would cost you a fortune. And you don't want that. You don't need that. Just take the course. It's the same. It's better information. Everyone wants one-on-one. You don't. I'm telling you, you don't need that. You'll learn plenty there. I always feel bad for people when they're like, hey, will you read my script? I'll pay you whatever it takes. I'm like, no, just take the course. You'll get a much better value if you do that. I'm telling you, you'll get a much better value. I'm not trying to rip you off, because if I'm going to do one-on-one, I'm going to charge you an arm and a leg. You know that, right? So, and what is the success rate of this working? Oh, I don't know. I can't guarantee any. I don't make any promises. Here's the thing. I'm unlike anybody else who's offering you screenwriting help. I don't promise a damn thing. I don't know your level of talent. I don't know your level of commitment. I don't know if you're going to get a show. I don't know if you're going to sell a movie. I have no idea. The only thing I can promise you is this, that by the end, you will be a far better writer than you were when you began. And there's value in that. And what you do with it is, that's anyone's guess, I don't sell that dream. Everyone else sells that dream. Become a Hollywood screenwriter. I'm not selling dreams. I'm selling knowledge. I guarantee you will be a better writer. You'll know stuff that you did not know, and you'll be able to implement it in ways that you had no idea. That I guarantee. But success rate? I don't know. I know people who have taken it, have gone on to get managers, have option scripts. I know people have gone on to success, but I don't make any promises. That's out of my control. Is it worth it to take the course? Oh, it's worth it to take the course. Yeah, there you go. There's the professor. What happened to your TikTok page? Nothing. What happened? It's still there, as far as I know. Did something happen? Do you see yourself directing any of your work one day? Also, what do you like about Chicago? Well, I have directed some of my work. I've directed a lot of animation. I've directed some single camera. I'm not a director, so I'm really a writer, but I have done directing. What do I like about Chicago? It's a great town, except in the winter. In the winter, oof. But other than that, it's a great town. Go to Texas. We're talking about Texas. We're talking about Houston. We're going to try to make that happen. If you could go back to the beginning before your career took off, I wouldn't. What are some good habits you would change in your daily life, and what are some bad ones you would remove? I don't know. I don't really know. You got to write. This is Luca. I'm being honest with you. I know this is going to sound like a sales pitch. I wish I had my writing course that I offer now. I wish I had it then. It would have made me a much better writer. It would have made me understand. The first couple of years of my career, I was floundering, struggling. Not the first several years. And fortunately, I wasn't getting paid a lot, so I was able to. And I had a writing partner. We were able to stay under the radar. But the first several years, I'm like, I don't know how to do this job. I don't know how to do this, And I'm mad. Luckily, I wasn't fired. That's all. If I had this course, it would not have been a problem. Have you always navigated the industry with your partner? Yeah, pretty much. I'm in Lakewood near Long Beach, close to Orange County. Oh, okay, right. Lakewood near Long Beach. I guess that's still LA County. How do you decide when to move on to a new idea or keep your focus on rewrites? How do you allocate your time with many irons in the fire? Oh, well, I don't do rewrites. Do you understand? When I sell a project, I turn in a first draft. They give me notes. I turn in a second draft. Sometimes there's a polish after that. It usually is a polish. And that's it. And I'm done. And then I'm done, on to the next project. So But if you're talking about your own personal projects, that's a little different. And I teach you how to do that in the, and that's part of what I teach in the course. But I don't, anyway. Did you hear Warner Brothers is putting their writing program with their inclusive and diversity section? Yes, I did hear about that. What's the best thing out there to help write a pilot? Your screenwriting course? I think so. Yeah, you learn story structure for sure. How much can you get paid for a movie script? You go to the Writers Guild website and search for a schedule of minimums, and they'll give you a whole list of what the minimum you can get paid for a scripter, depending on the length, the budget, and all that stuff. Everyone, in my humble opinion, the best sales point, read Michael's course, everyone, is that he's an actual working TV writer with an impressive resume. No one else with a track record like his is offering one. Yeah, thank you, Steve. I think so. The problem is there are plenty of people who are teaching you screenwriting who've never done it, or they just graduated. They went to film school. Now they're teaching. That's the problem. So I have a course. And if you want to take it, take it. If you don't, that's okay. I'm sure there are other courses you can take. Just do your due diligence. Find out, what has that writer written? And you can ask for their sample of their work. And if you don't like their work, why would you want to study from them? Or if they don't want to share it with you, or if they don't have any, then run. That's my opinion, run. When you were an aspiring writer, did you ever have a plan B, or knew you would become the writer you are today? No, I didn't have a plan B, but fortunately, I was able to find some measure of success before it came to that. Yeah, but believe me, I was very worried, but I didn't have a plan B. That also bugged me. Best thing about Chicago is Vienna beef, but Steve, I don't eat beef. Not Houston. Do Dallas Fort Worth, because you get the whole metropolitan area. Well, not Oscar Tovar. DM me your email address and say Dallas Fort Worth in it, because I need to make a list for Dallas. Right now we have serious interest in Houston, so I'll go there first. I got to go where I got the most people who want to see me. Have you ever got stuck trying to finish a script? How would you overcome this? Again, that's what I teach in the course. That's story structure. I wouldn't start a script unless I knew where it was going. And that is what I teach in the course. Going to be in LA for a week in December. When is it possible to go to LA for audition pilots? I don't know. If you want to see Brandon, come see my show December 10th and 11th. Tickets are michaeljamin.com/live. But when is it best to go to LA? The pilot season used to be like March, but there's no pilot season anymore. It's kind of year round. So I don't think there's a bad time or a good time. How would someone get connections or make some to have a show to sell to, or should I just lone wolf it and hope for the best? No, you got to start listening to my podcast. You got to start listening to my get on my free newsletter. I explain it all. I mean, you'll learn the business once you start watching some of my content. By the way, I got a great guest on my podcast, and we're recording it on Thursday. But then we'll post it. It'll take a couple of weeks to post. But I got Jay Kogan, Emmy-winning comedy writer Jay Kogan, this guy's like a legend. He's done so many amazing shows, and he's gonna be my guest. And this guy is like a legend. But when I first got into the business, I had heard of Jay Kogan. I hadn't met him yet, and I was like, man, the stories people told about this guy. What age did you start your journey? What age did you make it, and were your parents on you during this time of not making any money? No, my parents were very supportive and encouraging. They were worried, of course. I moved to LA right out of college, and I started seeing some degree of success within a couple of years. And 4 years out of college, I was a staff writer on Just Shoot Me. So it took about 4 years where I was really making a living, When you're working on a script, are you keeping up with TV shows, watching anything, or are you dialed in and prefer not to watch anything while you're working on? No, I'll watch stuff. I'll watch stuff all the time. Yeah. No, I'm happy to take a break. You're the best. You're the best. Rolf Blixley. I'm writing a spec script of Barry. Does your course go over what to do with your specs? Yes, I talk about that, but truthfully, the course is, it's a writing course. It's not, I talk about how the industry works, how I see the industry, what I would do, but that's not what the gold is. And I honestly, I talk about it to some degree. I share some degree of my knowledge I share all my knowledge on it, but The course is really about story structure. It's really about learning how to write. That's the important thing. Everyone wants to skip that step. You understand? Everyone's like, well, how do I sell? How do I make money? And they want to skip. Well, I say, here's how you become a great writer. That's the first step, but everyone assumes they already are. So, that's that. You're the best. Oh, I did that already. How much creative freedom are you afforded in a TV show you haven't created? It just depends. It depends on the showrunner, what they want you to do. Very often, the showrunner will give their high-level writers a little more creative freedom because they can trust those writers, and they wouldn't give a young new writer, young or inexperienced writer, the same level of creative freedom. They just won't, and nor should they. All right, Lansing Steve's going to give me a plant-based hot. There's no such thing as a tasty plant-based hot dog. Let's be honest. What show or script that you have worked on that you love due to having a deep personal connection with? Well, that would be this. That would be, look, hey, there I am again. A Paper Orchestra. That's what this is. This is very personal to me. And really, if you're an aspiring writer, you'll get a lot out of this show. But also, if you're a human being on this planet, I think you'll get a lot out of this show because, you'll laugh and then you'll cry. And you'll realize that I mine my life for stories. And it's not like a particularly interesting life that I have. It's just a life. And you all have hopefully the same kind of life, So for tickets, MichaelJamin.com/live. Okay. I'll answer a few more, then I'm going to bounce. Luca, how would you show off your screenwriting skills on TikTok if you had those platforms back when you started? Yeah, I would make skits. Well, skits, not so much, but I might make little mini dramas, TikTok is maybe not the best platform because it's 3 minutes long, but I know they're going to let you get longer. But you could do to be continued. It's not ideal. YouTube is probably a little easier, but you could do both. You could just cut it up. I would have no problem. And that would keep the pacing real tight, that 3 minute scene, because each scene can only be 3 minutes. Be an interesting experiment to build up a little show, a little TikTok show. That's probably what I would do, but I don't want to do it because I don't need to, but that's what I would do if I had to start over. I'm stoked to take your course. You sold me on most people teaching you how to break into Hollywood or trying to break into Hollywood. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the problem with script readers as well. And I'm always telling you guys, don't hire a script reader unless they're like a retired writer. And they have like a person, if you can find, not a company, but if you can find a person, a retired script reader, that would be invaluable. Retired writer who's now reading, that would be invaluable. But to get someone like these companies, you understand they're just aspiring writers getting paid, close to minimum wage to read horrible scripts all day long. And then they're telling you what to do and you're paying for this? What a racket. Run. I'm writing a plethora of grammar there. I'm writing a plethora of children's books. How would your class benefit me if I'm only turning my book into a digital animation? I don't know. I mean, I assume your books, even children's books, have stories. They're just told on a simple level, and they're told with pictures usually. So I teach story structure. If you get the free lesson, here's what you should do, Kings. Go sign up for my free lesson. Go to MichaelJamin.com/free. And they'll give you 3 free lessons about story structure. And I use as an example a classic children's story as an example. And so, as a teaching and an example. And so you watch it. It'll help you. If nothing else, watch that, and that'll help you quite a bit. And it's free. MichaelJamin.com/free. And it's free. Thank you. And Phil, got to run. All right. I'm going to get out of here too. What's your podcast? It's on everywhere. It's on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple. It's called Screenwriters Need to Hear This. You can find all the links at michaeljamin.com/podcast. Screenwriters Need to Hear This. Here's Dave Crossman, who takes my class. You often say that a core job of a new staff writer is to turn in a good first draft. What are some of the common pitfalls do you see in drafts from new staff writers? Thank you. Often, the staff writers are not sent out without a lot of direction. So the story will be broken in the room. Will be very clear in the story, and then they'll turn in or first they turn an outline, and then they go, and they lost the story. And you're like, okay, you lost the story. This is what the story is. This is what the story is about. Okay, got it. Then they turn in the first draft. You lost the story. You have all this dialogue that has nothing to do with the story we're being told here. That's a big problem. If they can't follow the story, Crossman, you don't need to worry about this. Honestly, you understand what story is from taking the course. So that's not something you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is if it's a comedy, making sure that punching those jokes, making sure that they're original, not clammy, not stale. You need to make sure you're capturing the voice. But the one thing you don't need to worry about is, you want to make sure those act breaks pop, all that middle of two. You want to make sure that feels good. But you understand that now from being in the course. So, whether or not you can execute is a different thing, but at least you understand it. Most new writers don't even understand any of this stuff. They've never even heard of these words, right? So you at the very least, you've heard of these terms and you understand what they're about. Does being a staff writer on a new indie show still look good on their resume? I don't know what a new indie show is. But it doesn't look bad, I guess. The more experience you have, great, but I don't know what an indie show is. How much time on average do you spend on social media? Oh, God. You mean like right now? Right now, I'm spending more time than usual. I make one post per day, and I share that, on my platforms. And then I do lives. And I do lives when I'm promoting something. So I am promoting my show, A Paper Orchestra, in Boston, in Amesbury, Massachusetts, November 12th and 13th, and back here in LA, the 10th and 11th. And for tickets, go to MichaelJamin.com/live. It asks the question, what if the smallest, almost forgotten moments were the ones that shaped you most? Okay. Does your course go over script format? Yes. A lot. Okay, I'm going to scroll down real fast and see if I can see if you... I'm enjoying your pearls and advice I'm sharing with my kids as advice for writing. I do a lot of technical writing, and you might be surprised at how much your advice applies. Oh, I'm not surprised, Morgul87. Thank you, but I'm not surprised because, storytelling is storytelling, and I'm sure as a technical writer, you still have to convey. So yeah, I'm glad it helps. My English level is beginner, but want talk you. Well, keep at it. Your English levels, you're speaking English better than I speak whatever language you speak. Okay. That's it, everyone. I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go back to work. It's 2:15 where I am. I got stuff to do. Thank you so much for following. I'll probably do another post later today. Again, for tickets, MichaelJamin.com/live. Get on my free newsletter, which goes out Friday. That's MichaelJamin.com/watchlist. I have a free lesson on screenwriting. That's MichaelJamin.com/free. And if you cannot remember all those things that I just said, the links are in my profile here on Instagram. So you just click that and it'll take you right there. Okay, everyone. I hope to see you at the show. Until next time. Thanks.